Guard shuts door. 8 trails behind 3. 3 slowly comes to a stop. 8 comes up beside 3 looking at him.
Why, after all that, did you change your vote?
I was so determined to be right. I was arguing points that allowed me to just quickly walk away from this trial. The evidence really wasn't clear. The witnesses seemed off, and I just wanted to be done with it.
But you were so convinced. You stepped on everyone else to prove you were right. Why?
My past with teenagers like him has shown me that they are always guilty.
Who are they? And what are they guilty of?
You know what I'm saying. Kids today are always getting into things they shouldn't be, messing up the way society runs.
What is it that teenagers are doing that bothers you so much?
It's just, kids don't listen. They have no respect. The kids should never be involved in a court case like this.
Well, we voted him not guilty, right? You even said it. So if you agree he's not guilty, then why are you acting like he is?
Let's just say children should know better and shouldn't be so ill-behaved.
It seems this issue is about more than just this court case. Is this about your son?
What does it matter? Kids need to learn to behave themselves. No respect to respect the elders.
Well, it appears you have every very strong opinion on this. The kid made a mistake. He got mixed up in stuff he shouldn't have been in. Are you above making mistakes, being involved in things you shouldn't be?
I never said that I'm perfect. I only meant that.
What? You were the model child. Never gave your parents grief, never disobeyed.
I'm not saying that. I think parents don't teach their children respect. They let them run wild, which is how boys end up in messes like this.
And what? Do you think you know how to teach respect? You beat your kid up because he walked away from a fight. You really think that's what you should be teaching young and presentable people? The violence is the answer?
You don't have kids. You wouldn't understand. That's a good way to make them learn a lesson.
Then I'm lost. You vote not guilty, but say that violence is some.
As much as I hate it, you're right. It's not just trial. It's deeper than all that.
What's going on?
Well, I messed up with my boy. Well, you see, a friend of his told me where he had been for the past 3 years. I went to see him. And when I got there, he took one look at me and told me to pound sand.
How long ago did you see him?
Last Monday. I only wanted him to come home. I went to apologize, and what do I get? A door slammed in my face.
What would you have said if 8 had given you the chance?
I don't know. I suppose I would have said how awful I felt about his force as a way of teaching. I would have said I'm sorry for breaking the spirit and for damaging our relationship. Honestly, sometimes I'm so vindictive it surprises me.
Not just you, but I'm still puzzled on why you changed your vote.
The damage I did on my boy is most likely permanent. I went into trial waiting to make someone hurt the way I was. But looking at that knife...
You just couldn't do it, could you?
Nope, I couldn't do it. I messed up with my son, but this I could fix.
8 puts his hand on 3's shoulder hesitantly, but squeezes tight. They sit there for a moment in silence, revealing things they just uncovered.
You may be able to fix your relationship with your son, yeah.
A man can only hope.
So, you're not a total sadist, are you?
Let's get this done, shall we?
The 2 men walk in side by side to the large courtroom. 8 strides over to Foreman.
We are no longer a hung jury.
How did you sway the man?
He actually came to the conclusion all on his own.
Well, that's fantastic news. 3 and 8 take the 2 remaining empty seats in the jurors' box. As they sit, the courtroom goes silent. Based on what we view as discrepancies in evidence and insufficient cross-examination, the verdict is not guilty. Based on
Really?
Wait.
Based on what we view as a discrepancy in evidence and
Yo, you retarded, man.
the two men walk side by side to the large courtroom, 8 strides over to foreman.
We are no longer a hung jury.
How did you sway the man?
This way.
Yo, this is...
The two men walk side by side into the large, cold courtroom, 8 strides over to foreman.
Go!
We are no longer a hung jury.
How did you... Okay, I'm sorry. The two men walk in side by side to the large, cold courtroom, 8 strides over to foreman.
We are no longer.
The two men walk side by side into the large courtroom, 8 strides over to foreman.
We are no longer a hung jury.
How did you sway the man?
He actually came to the conclusion all on his own.
Oh, that's fantastic. The two men walk into the large, cold courtroom side by side, 8 strides over to the foreman.
We are no longer a hung jury.
How on earth did you persuade the man?
He actually came to that conclusion himself.
Well, that is great news.
That is fantastic.